And on this episode of AHC Garage, we have David and his DC2. And what we're going to be doing on this episode is going over his suspension. The car is going back to the tail of the dragon this year, and with its new power plant, which you guys saw the supercharger set up on the dyno and everything that went into that. Now we're going to start addressing some of the suspension components. A lot of these things haven't been touched since, you were saying, 2016.
Yeah.
So we're going to go over it and see what a bad job he did when he installed it years ago and correct everything that's going on.
And get new bushings.
He really doesn't have much to say. It's his car, so he's in the video. So nevertheless, what we're going to do is we're going to put the car up. We're going to go over ball joints, bushings, and everything having to do with the suspension, get a list together, get the parts ordered, and get everything tightened up for the tail of the dragon this year. So this may be early prep. My car behind you over here is still not ready to go to the dragon, but David's car is fine, so he gets more attention again, because that's what he deserves. You know
Comment
what I mean?
on the video if you think it's going to actually make it this year.
Well, maybe if we weren't working on David's car, it would make it. But nevertheless, let's get this thing up in the air and we'll see what's going on. All right, David, so tell us a little bit more about the car. I know you've mentioned different things in the past, but give us a little rundown of what's going on under the hood here and what the car is to you.
All right. It's a 2001 Acura Integra Type R, number 78. We have gone K-swap since 2008, as stated in our previous video. K20A, DC5, Type R, full swap back from 08. We did upgrades recently within the year and changed up a couple things as the wiring harness.
Let me ask you something. When did you hack the front end of the car off of it?
The same year I went K-swap, 2008. Best move I ever did. I don't care what anyone's going to say.
Worst investment ever, but yeah, it looks great.
Car's never going to be for sale.
Yeah.
So that's why. Anyway, back to what we're talking about. So we went K20A, threw a Drag Cartel 2.2 cams in there, Jackson supercharger with the air heat exchanger, and on flex fuel, we made DTR header. We went back to the dyno, retuned, and it's at 360 with 249 foot-pounds of torque.
And how much boost is it on?
It's on 17 pounds.
17 pounds of boost on the 85. On a stock bottom end with a built head.
Yeah.
So pretty stout, good numbers. It being a K20, it makes a little less power, a little less torque than what the 24 would.
Would have, yeah.
But it's still perfect because it has the rev range that he's looking for out of the car.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to taking this car to dragging with the whole new setup. And honestly, I think what the downfall of this car would be right now would be suspension compared to when we did the hatch last year.
We went over a lot of things.
Yeah, we did a lot of things with the hatch, with the EG6, and that's been one of the best handling cars for a classic Honda I've been in. So I look forward to making this suspension more modernized, and that's why we're here.
And also, on 93, I believe my B-Series will make more horsepower than his with the supercharger as well.
I guess one day we'll find out if that thing ever moves.
Yes, David. All right, so we got the car up in the air, and we could take a look under here. We're not going to look at any of the wiring on this because it's kind of scary. But what we're going to look at is our suspension components. So what you can see here is some of these bushings are just getting tired on the bottom of the lower control arm here in the front. So I think we're going to put maybe some new spherical lower control arms. The ball joints are looking pretty tired. The one on the passenger side is even worse. I think we might end up getting rid of his backing plates because those are already in pretty rough shape. It also helps with the cooling on the brakes if we get rid of those. We're going to put some new hard race front sway bar end links. He's got some bushings in here. We might just update these with ones that aren't so old, but these don't look like they're in bad shape. Probably throw a new front compliance bushing on there. That seems like a pretty good plan. I think that and maybe some upper mounts for the camber kit as well, just where it mounts to the body. Yeah, Skunk 2 Pro kits. You can see right here, this thing is pretty bad. The boot is gone on there. So that'll take care of the front. Let's move down to the rear and we can take a look at that as well. So in the back, we got some ancient stuff here like David's Beaks tie bar that does absolutely nothing for the car, but he loves it tremendously. You know, there's like the Type R actual rear support bar, and then this thing. He just likes it because it's like bling hanging off the back of the car. We got some pretty old control arms here, and the same thing. The bushings are pretty torn and shot out on them, so I think we're going to upgrade these to probably a spherical setup from Hard Race. And you can also see that he's still running the Type R sway bar, but we'll get you a shot on this other side. He's running with the GSR rear arm. It's causing the link to bind. So I think we're going to maybe change the whole sway bar setup to a GSR one to match these. The reason it's not running the Type R lowers is because this company, PIC struts, they didn't sell this in a Type R lower, so you had to convert over. But yeah, we'll end up having to replace this setup to get it just right. The car still has the original stock upper camber arm, so we'll end up putting a Hard Race camber kit on there as well, most likely spherical. The compliance bushings look like they are already Hard Race ones that were changed quite some time ago, or either way, they're in great shape, so we don't have to worry about changing those. We're going to go ahead and do a Hard Race toe adjustment kit on here, just to make everything easier to adjust and really eliminate all of the factory rubbers that are on here. So for the most part, this is a lot like what we've done on my car and on Mike's car, but this should tighten this up, and with the addition of spherical stuff, I think it's going to really tighten up all of the steering characteristics on this car and just make it handle all that much better, because it's already a Type R and we know they handle well, and once we get everything up to date, it should handle even better, because Dave's going to need every bit of that to keep up with everyone else on the Dragon. I'm just saying. He doesn't even pay attention.
Lies. Driver mod.
All right, guys, so it's been some months since the first part of the video you just saw. We had a bunch of parts we had to gather together. That would be everything you see here. And now it's time to go over what we got and put it on the car. And as I'm sure you guys recognize, this is Mr. David.
Vice President, remember.
He calls himself Left-Hand Drive David because he tried to mock all the guys who had right-hand drive in front of their name. And now he owns a right-hand drive car and a left-hand drive car, so he mocks himself with his Instagram name
Neutral
every
hand
time.
David now.
That's right.
Neutral hand David.
Nevertheless, we got his car here. It has the supercharged K-Series Phoenix Yellow 2001 Integra Type R that he did the front-end conversion and the K-swap himself many years ago. And you've had the car since?
I've had the car since 05.
05. And the suspension work that's on the car now is from it's 2014.
Outdated. So coilovers were from 2009, PIC, Power and Control, back in the day. They're out of business.
Yeah.
And then...
So they're still on here.
They're still on there, but to me, they're still good. I like them. I don't
They're not good. They're not good till it breaks and he's stuck on the side of the road.
Why fix it till it's broken?
Yeah, yeah.
But
well, that's what we're doing now.
We did some bushings back in 2016. Remember you helped me push them in back in the day.
Yeah.
But it's been years. Car's been at a couple track events and, you know, driving around. It's seen its time.
Dragon trip and now getting ready for a second one. So this kind of falls into our prep for this year's trip, but not specifically. This stuff in general that Dave's been putting off for a little bit till we got everything together, and we'll go over briefly what we got going on. We have a set of Hard Race front lower spherical pillow ball control arms. That's matched with a set of rear ones as well. We also have a rear upper camber kit from Hard Race. We also have which one is this?
That's going to be the rear
toe arms. So that's the toe adjusters. We have a set of compliance bushings for the front as well. We have some front sway bar bushings. These are, sway bar end links. These are sway bar bushings. We also have the rack and pinion urethane bushing kit as well. As you can see, these are the control arms. His car is a Type R, so these are not the original style control arms. They use normally the eyelet rear strut mounts, but when he got these coilovers, they didn't offer them in that style, so he switched to the standard Integra ones.
Correct.
You can see they're all spherical, and again with this is a factory arm with the spherical bushings in it. So that's what we have up front. Let's see, here is the camber kit for the rear. David is running the most OG of OG setups in the back. Long bolts and washers.
And washers. 2 washers.
2 washes. Yeah, that's how we used to do it. But when I first started doing the stuff around here, that's what Mike Chan told me too. He said, I don't need no camber kit. Give me some long bolts and some washers. Get with the times, guys. That's all.
And that's why we're doing upgrades. The times have changed.
That's right. So now we also got some goodies from Honed. That'll include their front extended ball joints and the rear geometry correction kit. You've seen us put this on my car as well. We're going to be doing it on this. Almost missed it. We have a new rear sway bar setup. I was talking to David about, he has a JDM Type R rear sway bar. And also we have a set of twin block spoon calipers. He got these in the special color of blue because I think that's the only color they come in. So these are cool. They use the stock brake pads and the stock rotors. All you have to do is some light trimming on your backing plate and some spacers to get it centered just right. We're going to pair that with some Motul 600. And I don't know what this is all about, but David decided he had too much money in his bank account and wanted to buy the most expensive oil he could find. So he found the one that comes in this thing because he sent me pictures of it when he was buying it. And I said, you must have some money you don't like. But nevertheless, I don't know how expensive it is, but this is the oil we're going to be going with. He did his research on it, and this appears to be the best oil for his setup. And on top of that, we're finally getting some classy wheels back on David's car. Not that these aren't classy, just saying we have a beautiful set of, you can see them right now. We have not even opened these up. There you go. Take that off there, David. Ooh, CE28s in a 16 by 7
and a half.
7.5. Oh, look at that, with a 35 offset. Pretty nice setup. I believe these are the same size that Eric has on his car.
No, he's got the old schools. He's a 16 by 742, I want to say.
Oh, okay. Well, this is a brand new wheel in their new fitment.
Correct.
And we're matching that up to some Bridgestone Potenzas RE71 RS. I just put these on my hatchback and definitely very impressive with the way they grip. David makes his car look very fast because he has like old BFGs on this thing and he spins the tires everywhere he goes. When he puts these on, it should hook up a lot better.
We shall see.
So all of this, we're going to try and get done a couple of nights over here and finish it up with an alignment. But this will give David's car a new feel and look and get it ready for all the aggressive driving that we're doing. So it'll take you along and show you how we're going to upgrade some old tech to the newer stuff. And it's funny because the car's already been upgraded maybe 2 or 3 times, and now it's getting it again because he's had the car for so many years. There's so many different stuff has come along.
It's just crazy how time has changed with the technology, and then no one ever thought about geometry correction, or like we said with the washers back in the day. But honestly, when we redid my hatch and doing geometry correction, I saw a 9-day difference from 1 year to the next of going to dragging back to back. And by all means, I thought I love it. So
yeah, so tightening up your suspension, it does a lot of good things. It's got some negatives with the stuff we got here. Some of this may be a little noisier down the road because they're not rubber bushings anymore. They're spherical. This is more on the race side. This car is lucky if it gets driven, aside from the Dragon trip, 1,000 miles in a whole year. This is one of 3 or 4 cars that this fine man has to drive. So when it comes to doing spherical bushing upgrades, just know that the car is going to handle more predictably, tighter, but it may be a little noisier in the end, little clunks and stuff like
There's
that.
a cost with everything to do performance-wise.
Correct, and that's why race cars are not street cars. All right, so we're going to start by taking off the wheels, and then we're going to show you what the suspension looks like now, and then we're going to show you what our plans are and what we're changing on the back, and then get right to it. We don't got a lot of time, and the Dragon's almost here, so let's get it happening. Okay, so we got the car up in the air, and we can take a look at what we're going to get into. We're going to be replacing these lower control arms. We're going to be adding the honed geometry correction in the back right onto here. We're going to be removing the sway bar and installing a new sway bar, and we're also going to be replacing the stock upper camber arm and the toe link adjusters right here. So right now we're just going to start by getting it done. And also, oh, look at that. What's that? Oh, I don't know who worked on this car before, but looks like they might have left something loose. We'll have to go ahead and order one more bolt there. Man, I'd hate if that was me. So it looks like this just had nothing upgraded. The original bushings are still in it, completely bent or beat out. So I think we're going to see quite a huge difference from this. We didn't see that he got new links, but I think we're going to go ahead and get a new set for it because there's no point doing all this work and cutting a corner right here. So we got that out. We're going to continue to take this side out and we'll pull the bar right off. Classic. Thank God. All right, so we have the honed rear geometry kit installed. All we had to do was knock off the original mounting bolt. We had to notch the backing plate a little bit and just trim this a little bit because this shoulder gets in the way of lining up the hole here. We drill one more hole there. That stops it from pivoting, and then they give us some new hardware for the lower control arm. So that being said, everything is in for that. So the next thing we're going to put in is the lower control arm. All right, so as you can see here, these are our new control arms. They are spherical roll center bushings, really nice, really stiff. And the thing about these is they don't allow for the play that a rubber bushing would have. So your response and your steering is consistent every time when you turn, as opposed to the rubber that's going to give when you're putting it into the corner. Replacing all these rubber bushings with the spherical roll center ones is going to really transfer the feel into the car from the road. So we already got the one installed there. This is, the owner loves it. We all know it does nothing, but it's his style, and we put it back. It looks like someone towed the car from it a few times, but you know, it's an OG car for an OG guy. Don't want to take anything away from him. All right, so another portion of the suspension I'm a big fan of changing is the toe links. The factory toe link on these version EG, EH, DC, EK, all the chassis along this with that run this style rear trailing arm, DA, CRX, all that stuff. They use a sliding nut in the body and a bolt here, and you use, a pry bar right here to move the toe. So what I like to do, because especially with the hard race upgraded trailing arm bushings, it's very hard to adjust this with just the pry bar. So using the hard race or any other type of adjustable toe link makes the adjustment easy with a wrench. Instead of having to use a pry bar and all that other stuff, you can dial it in with the turnbuckle adjustment, and I feel that it's a much easier way and precise way to do your alignment. So that's what we're going to change out next. Oh, that's that good finger of mine. You know how many of these I've seen with a hole cut in them?
Why is that?
Because someone screwed up the threads on the bolt there and they had to put a nut from the backside. I've never done that though. I'm a master tech. Master tech don't do that. So if you take a look here as we're doing this, you may notice this beautiful mandrel 3-inch exhaust. And you take a look at it and come right here and take a look at this. This is beautiful. This is all from our buddy at Custom Auto Marine, Kevin, and he did this all pie cut. Now, if you ask him about this, he'll tell you, don't you ever bring me anything like this again, because it's definitely not easy, but I'll tell you what, that is beautiful. And you can see up here, he had a, I think this is a Vibrant Ultra Quiet put in, a little heat wrap on this, a Flex Bellows V-band to a DTR header with a jet coat ceramic coating on it to keep the heat down. Pretty nice setup. I will say this, that I don't understand why he doesn't just cut the rubber off of here, but David's a very special guy, but he's my special guy, and he can leave the rubber hanging wherever he wants it. Or at least is willing to, I should say. Remember, these holes were stripped out on the Civic, and I had to put time certs in the body. Look at that one.
Oh, well.
That's that OG 1999 camber kit right there.
Oh, yeah, that's that 1 degree. Camber fixed right here.
Yeah, 2 fat washers, huh? Oh, he didn't even change the bolt either, so he didn't change that, take that much camber out, did he? Not to cross these into the body. Make sure they're started. garbage. Oops, I carried too much in my hand. We'll move it over some.
Yeah. You can slide it.
Yeah, because it's tight on the exhaust. All right, so we have our hone kit in, our lower control arm in, and we have our upper camber kit and our toe link. And now we put the hard race solid rear sway bar. We're gonna have to adjust this so that it's even. We might have some clearance issues with the exhaust, but that we'll have to figure out, or the owner's gonna have to figure out, because I think it's gonna work pretty good myself. But nevertheless, that's in. This kit comes with new bushings and new D brackets back here to hold it in place. And we're gonna wait for a new set of adjustable toe link, or I should say sway bar links, and that will square out the end. All we're gonna need to do is maybe adjust the height. This does change the ride height. We moved it 3/4 of an inch up. He also wanted a little bit more clearance for the mountains this year. So we'll see how that is. We'll go 3/4 all the way around and then recheck everything after we get on the ground. So we're on our last step in the rear, minus the alignment and adjusting everything. And that would be our adjustable toe end links. We're gonna go ahead and put this in. It's pretty simple. It comes with all the hardware. Bolt goes through. You use the larger spacer, goes on first. The bottom goes on like that. There's the skinny spacer. And then it is our nylock nut. We're gonna install everything loosely at first, and then we're gonna get everything adjusted in afterwards. Last thing we gotta do is make sure this brake caliper doesn't fall off, because somebody may have left a bolt out of it. So let's go ahead and order one of these. We ordered one bolt, we had it here. Let's get them nice and tight. All right, so that's gonna wrap it up on this video. We completed the whole entire rear suspension rebuild on the car, and you guys got to see everything that came out and all the new stuff that went on. We still have some adjusting to do and the front, but it's running a little bit late, and that's gonna wrap it up for this video. Now, all of this is prep for the Classic Hondas on the Dragon 2025, which I believe it's their 10th year having it. And this car, my car, and a bunch of cars that you've seen on the channel are gonna be up there in the mountains. So I really hope you guys are gonna be able to stop by, come check us at the booth, come see what it's all about, come see our cars in person, and maybe come drive up in the mountains and enjoy yourself with the rest of us. But for now, that's all for this video. Catch us on the next one where we conquer the front of this car.